The Surfer is going to be one of 2025's worst movies of the year. A movie starring Nicolas Cage, you would expect it to be done very well. You would think it would be entertaining and enjoyable, but that is not the case. The whole premise of this movie, and it's not really a spoiler because if you watch the trailer, you clearly see it, is a man that wants to surf with his kid. He gets there, he meets the locals, and then chaos breaks out. That's not entertaining in some senses. But ultimately, when you're watching a trailer, you know they are leaving things out that you should see on the screen. But then when you get to the film, you see why he is in this location, what he is trying to do. But it just falls flat. Within the first 15 minutes, you are going to hear the phrase, locals only, locals only, locals only. And I think hearing that phrase over and over again, I was about to walk out right away. As you sit there and hear that and you watch Nicolas Cage and you watch the craziness that he's going through, he becomes paranoid. And he does a good job of playing a paranoid person in the film. But the problem is, the story from the beginning does not provide a whole lot of context as to why he becomes so paranoid. Yes, we see the events that take place, but we get very, very little snippets of events that he's dealt with. We get very little of why he is dealing with personal issues. And you watch him become almost a businessman to what they called him a bum. And so people start treating him almost as if he is homeless on the beach. The cops don't want to deal with him. The people on the beach, what is really becomes a surfing gang, doesn't want to deal with him, and they keep trying to fight him off. And that is really the story. There's no other context that is needed to be given. Now, when you're sitting down to watch everything take place on the screen, the transition from his rich lifestyle to what he becomes does not make sense until the last 5 minutes. But even within that last 5 minutes, you got to hope that the first hour and 30-something minutes keeps your entertainment during that duration to keep you interested for the end. And it doesn't. At many times during this movie, I really thought about walking out because what was being portrayed on the screen was just ridiculous in many ways. Now, to make matters worse, the one aspect that really was just, I think, unneeded was they would show snippets of animals that exist in Australia. So you're sitting here watching a movie about a man that wants to surf with his kid, and you're just seeing random animals pop back up. You're watching a man become paranoid, and obviously this is a psychological movie. He is becoming paranoid to the point he becomes one of what they consider a homeless person on the beach. But for what? That last 5 minutes where you learn the whole situation, it does not make up for what you've wasted your time to see before. Now, as a person that enjoys Nicolas Cage movies, I was expecting this movie to be a lot better than it was. It kind of is shot like it's a 1990s sitcom. The title and really the scenery from the early stages reminds you of if you're watching Baywatch or even watching Saved by the Bell on one of their specials where they go to Hawaii. But when you're sitting there thinking during the movie, should I walk out or should I not? That right away shows that the movie is not providing something that an audience would crave. Now, if we get into overall rating, for me, this movie is a 1 out of 5. I feel like this movie is not good. I think it is boring. I feel that ultimately the story is not good enough to be put on a screen. This almost feels like this is a movie that should have been put on a HBO or an Apple movie type of series because I think it would have done better there. I know my local Regal only has select view times, and I can just be honest and say I don't think you should see this. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that will disagree with me and say, oh, it is worth the while, you should go see it. But ultimately, it is not. The Surfer is absolutely horrendous. It is not worth your money. It is not worth your time. even if you are a Nicolas Cage fan. So The Surfer is a 1 out of 5. If you want to see it, go ahead. But it's just don't expect a whole lot from this movie. So more reviews are out now. Thank you all for the continued support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and go check out other reviews I have posted. I know this is very critical, and I try not to be, but I feel like a movie like this, the only way to deal with it is to be critical. So The Surfer is a no-go. Do not recommend. Stay tuned for more videos. Thunderbolt video is out now, and some other reviews coming this weekend, and I will talk to you all later.